Hey kids! Today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. And we have been in school for 124 days. Can you believe that? That's so many days. Remember when we got to our 100th day and we were so excited? Now we have 24 more days added on to that. We've been in school for a long time, huh? All right, so today is Kindness Day. That's why I'm wearing my kindness shirt. So we're going to read a book in a minute about kindness. But also today, for Spirit Week, today is What You Read in Day. So I was thinking it'd be really fun if you want to have your parents help you, post a picture of what you're reading. So any book you're reading at home, if you just want to post it to our Instagram, or you can text it to me or send it on Class Dojo, any way you want to, you can show me what you're reading at home. And you could also maybe post something that you did that was really kind today or sometime recently that you've done something nice. I would love to see how you've been kind to people. Okay, you know at Circle Time how we talk about numbers and about counting? So I had a question for you guys, and I was thinking you might be able to use some toys to help you figure out the answer, okay? So when we're done with this video, after I read you the story, I want you to try to answer this question, okay? I'm wondering how many tens are in 100? So I want to figure out the answer to that question. And so I was looking at my house for something that had 100. So maybe you have 100 paper clips in your house, or maybe you have 100 pennies that you could use. So my daughter has these little toys. Have you seen these? They're like little Hatchimals. So she has a bunch of these little toys, and she has 100 of them. And I wanted to count them to answer my question. So my question was, how many tens does it take to make 100? So what I did was I got a bunch of her little toys, and I made groups of 10. Okay, so I counted out a group of 10. And then I put them in a pile. Sorry, you can't see this very well. But I counted out a group of 10, and I put them in a pile, and I put them on the table. And then I counted 10 more, and I put them into a pile and put them onto the table. And then all I had to do was count how many piles I had. So remember, the question is, how many groups of 10 are in 100? You can use anything in your house to help you figure out the answer to that question. Look, this one's a guinea pig. So you can use anything in your house that's 100, okay? Awesome, I'm excited to see if you can figure it out, the answer to that tricky question. Okay, you know how today is Kindness Day? I was gonna read you a story about an elephant that's really kind. So this book is called Ellie, and it's about this elephant that is really kind. There might be some other people that are kind in this story too. So when I'm reading you this story, I want you to think about what kindness happens in this story, okay? All right. Ellie by Mike Wu. On a bright winter day when Ellie, scooch over a bit. On a bright winter day when Ellie was just finishing her lunch, the zookeeper came by with an announcement. "Gather round," Walt called. "I have some news." You see Ellie right there? Ooh. Pages were sticking together. "It's a sad day," he said. "The zoo is closing." The animals were heartbroken. "There must be something we can do," Ellie whispered to her friends. "The zoo is our home." "Perhaps we can spruce it up a bit," Gerard suggested. Gerard always had good ideas. "I'll prune the trees," Lucy said, nibbling a leaf. "If only my trunk were longer," said Ellie. "I'll move this rock," Gerard huffed, clearing it off the path. "If only my muscles were bigger," said Ellie. Look, I see some kindness happening. Remember, our question is, who is kind in our story? "We've already cleaned here," said the monkeys. "What can I do to help?" Ellie wondered. It seemed like everyone had a talent. Everyone but Ellie. Ellie thought she'd ask Walt to give her a job, but he was busy too. When the monkeys called him away, Ellie picked up the strange object he'd been holding. It had smooth wood on one side and prickly hairs on the other. What did she find? Ellie gave it a try. When Walt returned and saw her creation, he sprinted back down the path without a word. Had she ruined the wall? How is Ellie feeling right now in this story? I think she's feeling pretty sad, huh? She wants to help and she doesn't know how to help. And then now she thinks she ruined the wall. Soon she heard a wagon with a squeaky wheel turn the corner. Maybe Walt did like her painting. Ellie added color here and a rainbow there. There were so many walls to color and so many colors to try. Ellie painted all of her friends. She painted the tallest ones, the smartest, and the quietest ones. Word spread of Ellie's talents. Squeak, roar, Ellie the artist. People came from all over the city to have their portraits painted. Some came with balloons, others came with awards. Ellie even painted Mr. Mayor with a smile. I think that's funny because Mr. Mayor's kind of grumpy, but she painted him with a smile. Make sure he was happy. Soon, people from around the world came to see Ellie, the remarkable painting elephant. Would you like to see an elephant that can paint? That'd be pretty cool, huh? Lucy hosted the crowds as they arrived at the zoo. Gerard led tours through Ellie's art gallery. And on a bright sunny day, the crowds cheering him on, Walt declared, "We are open for good, thanks to Ellie." Look at her pretty picture she painted on the fence. Okay, remember our story about who was, I asked you who was kind. So the animals were kind, like Gerard, the gorilla, and the giraffe. They were kind because they were helping clean up the zoo. Well, how was Ellie kind in our story? Do you remember how she was kind in our story? She was kind because she spread happiness by drawing pictures and painting. Do you think that when we paint things for people, maybe we can help them be happy? Well, in our story, that sure helped the people be happy in the story, huh? So I've heard a lot of things going around about Chalk the Walk. Have you guys heard about that? Have you guys drawn on your sidewalk and drawn pretty pictures? How does it make you feel when you're walking down the street and maybe you see somebody has drawn a pretty picture on their sidewalk? How does that make you feel? It makes me feel happy because I like to look at the picture and all the pretty colors. So maybe you guys could be like Ellie and you could spread some kindness by drawing on your sidewalk. I know some people drew on their sidewalk this weekend and then it rained. It all disappeared. But we could draw again on the sidewalk, huh? And help spread kindness that way. What's another way that you can spread kindness? Maybe you could help your mom do the dishes, or maybe you could help your brother with his homework. There's lots of ways that we can be kind and do nice things to people, huh? If you remember, you can post me on Instagram, you can tag me, and I would love to see the ways that you have been kind, just like Ellie. I would love to see that. All right, so today for school, we are going to be learning about an important word in math. The word that we're learning today that's really important is this word, greater. So greater has lots of words that mean the same thing. Greater just means bigger. So these two words mean the same thing. Bigger, greater. They mean the same thing. Also this word, more. They all mean the same thing. So all these words have the same meanings, they just look different. So all those are the same. Then there's another word that's important too for today. The word today is less. So less just means smaller. So I put some words together for that too. So less, smaller, and fewer all mean the same thing. So if we had these words, oh man, sorry, I'm trying to put them together. We had these words and these words, these ones mean the same as each other, these ones mean the same as each other, and these are opposites. Okay, so greater and less are opposites, all right? So when you're doing your math today, you're gonna have to remember that. You're gonna have to remember that greater means more. So let me show you an example. So with my little friends that I got borrowed from my daughter. So I have some in this hand and I have some in this hand. Can you point to the hand that has greater greater because it has more. Greater and more mean the same thing. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so can you point to the hand that has greater? What hand has greater? This hand has greater, huh? That means that this hand has less because they are opposites. So remember that today when you're doing your math, okay, greater and less are opposites. Also, there's lots of words that can mean the same thing. Like greater and bigger mean the same thing. Awesome. Okay, today we are also going to take a break from our sight word book. You guys don't have to do your sight word book today because you guys get to do something so much fun. It's called Spelling City, and there's some games online that you can practice your sight words. So we are halfway through our sight words. We have learned 25 out of 50 sight words. That's right in the middle. So I thought we would just stop for our sight word workbook for the day and just practice the ones that we've already learned, okay? I played on Spelling City quite a bit and I loved it. There's some really fun games on there that I bet you're going to love too. Also today for science, you're going to be writing in your journal and you get to tell me about how your windsock did yesterday. You also get to tell me about, we're talking about kites today. Have you guys ever flown a kite before? All right, well, I am excited to hear about your fun day that you have planned ahead of you, and I would love to see some pictures about how you've been kind and about what you're reading right now. All right, well, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.